did you kind of like, were you nervous at all at how like people would view you? Like, because I know you talked about how, a lot of people took a lot of like kind of like they used you and saw how this probably wasn't the way to go versus like other people who would look at it and be like, oh, he a thug, he whatever, whatever. Did that matter to you? Like how people was gonna view you off that documentary and they didn't get to know you
Nah,
personally?
nah, I don't care what nobody say, man. One thing about me, I'ma do what works for me. I'ma always go outside the box. It became a problem where people look at it in a negative way. Like the message was there, hey, don't follow this, don't follow my footsteps. Like I tell my little cousins and my brothers, like don't follow that. This ain't cool, man. Like the streets has no value. It has no morals or principles. Like don't follow me. I was forced into this. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these kids, they don't really have to be in the streets, man. They in it for the glorification of it. Like it's a cool thing. But my whole thing was like, man, I'm trying to prevent people from coming in this. Like this is death, man. This is a graveyard. This is we ain't number dead men walking in this place. Like this ain't nothing cool, man. That's what the whole message of part two was gonna be about.
Wanted to ask how was like seeing your brother and your mom come up in there when they was visiting you. How what are those visits like? Is it like how often do they get to see you or were they able to talk to you
Now or back then?
back then?
And they were asking us to come see me. Like my mom always come down Lorton and visit me or come up to jail to visit me. It was hurtful to hug my mom, like literally when Tupac said hugging on my mama from a jail cell, like literally I'm hugging my mama from a jail cell. Yeah. I'm mentoring my little brother. You know, like that was real. That was hurtful to be in belly chains and shackles and sitting in front of my mother. I have to hug her with belly chains on, but this my mother, so yeah, that shit hurt, man. It hurt.
Was it hard for you to have your brother see you like that since he was so
Yeah, it was
young?
hard, man. It was hard because I know what it did for me when I used to go down Lorton and see my uncle. You know what I mean? And I knew what type of mentality or what it did to me to see my uncles like this. So for a kid to see his big brother like this, I can only imagine what it was going to do to him. And that's what I feared, and it did exactly what I didn't want it to do to him. It turned him into a split image.
How so kind of like following up on that, like what ended up happening with your brother?
And he in now. He ended up catching a case, man. They railroaded him or whatever, blackballed him, man. And I think he got convicted because of me. Because in 13, they had a newspaper article, and they said, child star follows in Big Brother's footsteps. Like, they didn't talk nothing about my little brother in these newspaper articles. They just talked about me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like I hurt my little brother. Like he was convicted because of me.
How did that sit with you?
Oh man, it hurt me, man. It frustrated me, it angered me because it's like it made me a villain. Like you know what I mean? Like that HBO documentary made me a villain, man. Like I got shots coming from everywhere. Man, I got people coming from all over the place. It made me a target. I'm cool with it. I can handle it. It's good. I can handle it. But it's like you never heard my side of the story. That's why I respect you I respect you, bro, because nobody heard my side of the story. You thinking I'm one way. When in actuality, like, come on, man. I'm a human being. I'm somebody's child. Like, I'm somebody's father. I'm somebody's, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely, man. How did how was it when you was in Lorden, my bad, I just want to touch on that. What was your time like in Lorden?
It was a learning experience, I was good, people knew me. They knew me from the streets. Like the old heads, they knew me from the streets. So when I got there, it was like, okay, nigga, we gonna teach you this. So they told me about Islam. They made me read books. They told me how to write a decent letter, how to read a dictionary. They schooled me. In this type of life, this prison type of life, they taught me how to be a man in prison. It was cool. I ain't had no problems. I wasn't a victim, like most of the younger guys was when they came out there that was, that had problems.
Didn't you like end up getting like moved once like Lorden shut down?
Yeah, they ended up putting me in the state prisons.
Okay, were you still in the DC area or no?
Nah, I was in Virginia.
So you were still able to kind of like see your family often?
Nah, man, it was time I ain't see my family in like almost 10 years.
How has it been like like keeping a relationship like with your mom and everything while you was locked up?
I mean, all you could do is write letters. She not gonna write no letters. And I ain't gonna write no letters, but on the phone call her.
What ended up like happening with your mom
My mom, she passed away in May
of this year?
last year. Yeah,
Last
she
year.
passed away, man.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
So how was it, dealing with that, being locked up?
I don't know. I'm still trying to deal with it. You know, it hit different when it's yours. You might have somebody else that lose a loved one or lose a family member. You hear what they go through, but for to lose somebody of their type of man, that's it's like I'm gonna put it this way. It's like a house. Like you've been going to this house for. I'm 46, so I've been going to this house for 46 years straight. I know everything about this house. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
find my confidence in this house. I know everything inside this house, whether it's a scratch on the wall, everything. This house raised me 46 years, and I've been coming to this place every day for 46 years. And then there's just one day I went to this place and it was gone. It's gone. It's not even there no more. So you feel empty. You feel lost. And sometimes you feel like what the fuck am I even living for? To lose a mother under these conditions. You try to find some type of peace. And I'm Muslim, so I understand the cut of Allah. I understand death. But man, it's like man, like I lost this house. Like I have nothing. I have no emotions. I have no feelings. Even today, man, I find myself this trying to do things, not to think about it. Like right now, like I still have my mom address, her phone. I'm still on my contacts. I can't even delete it. That's just something to hold on to. But it hurt, man, because and then I fall myself and I get down on myself because I'm like, man, had I not caught that incident report, this maybe I'd have been home. You know what I mean? I would have been at least see her go off. But to hear her, because she passed away at her house, she passed away of cancer. So I didn't understand it when they was like, when my little sister was like, man, they gonna let her transition out. So I'm like, what you mean transition out? It's like, we gonna lose her. So she just wanna be home when she go. But it's like losing everything, and yeah, you got people around you, I got my sister, I got my wife, I got Keetrah, I got my sister, and I got family, but it's different, because I'm used to calling this lady, man. I'm used to calling her, and I can't call her no more. Tough, it's still tough now.
Do you feel like when you eventually, get out, you being a changed man now, do you feel like your mom would be proud if she see like the growth that you've, shown over the years?
Of course, she always would say that, she know how passionate and sincere I am with Islam. And it hurt me because even on her deathbed, I'm like, Mom, you ready? Like, take your shahada, convert to Islam. And, she being stubborn. She was like, nah, I ain't going to do it. So, I mean, I have to. Like, I wrote the book, Defeating the Bully. Then I wrote another book called When a Lion Cries. So, this is for my mom, and I got to do some good. And it hurt because it's like, I don't know. For instance, like when people post stuff on social media, whatever, my mom reads this stuff. That's where the disrespect, that's where the frustration coming in. Because my mom, she reads the stuff what these people be saying. You know what I mean? And it's like, come on, man, my mom got to read this stuff. She not going to, she don't care. But instead she'd be like, babe, these guys are saying this, saying that. She's like, I don't pay no mind. Like my sister, she'll respond back to it. But, Keetrah, Keetrah like me, she not even gonna respond back. But my mom hearing this stuff, you know what I mean? Like it was one lady, she said, even a mother couldn't love you. Like, come on, be for real, lady. Like my mother got to read this stuff. But all I gotta do is stay positive and execute my plan and do this for her and for basically for her and the youth.
Kind of like following up on that, you had mentioned Keetrah. How did that like how was it like maintaining the relationship with her? Especially we saw like in the doc, that was your girlfriend. Like what's that relationship status like today?
Still my girl, still my woman. But you got to compromise. You know, I don't complicate things for her. You know what I mean? I don't complicate things for her. We got a good relationship. At the end of the day, that's my twin. That's my friend. So we good.
How hard was it, on her, being, having you, be behind, the wall for so long?
And part of it was a disappointment because she was young. You gotta think she was young back then, and even throughout the years, you know, it's 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 a little frustration because it's like, damn, like I want him here, I need him here, and he's not here. You know, like you used to somebody, like I'm used to her, like I know her. I've been knowing her since she was 14, so I'm used to it. But it's just, you got to balance it out. You got to let her do her sometimes. Then you know how it go, man. So, then they'll take their little pat shots, people say things on social media about her or whatever, but she good. She a tough girl.